morning, everyone, and welcome to our time together in Everyday Prosperity. I'm Lori Lamantia, and I'm here with the beautiful Trisha. Hi.
Good
Good morning.
morning. Good morning, everybody.
So today we're going to take on a topic that's huge and that we have probably we shouldn't probably be trying, but we're going to, and we're going to call it navigating duality. And we over the weekend, and it's been an intense few weeks as Trisha and I have been navigating the duality of realizing that there's unconditional, unlimited love while we're still walking in this 3D world that doesn't feel unconditional, doesn't feel loving. So many times there's so much, it feels so different from a meditation to when you walk into the earth. And so we wanted to just acknowledge first that navigating duality on a day-to-day basis right now takes a tremendous amount of mindfulness, courage, compassion, wisdom, and just self-love for when we might not be navigating it as high and as best as we wish. And so today we're going to talk about what duality is a little bit, and then kind of talk about some of the ways we've been using to navigate duality. And I'm going to turn it over to Trisha because she kind of came up with the title Navigating Duality. So I wanted to let her articulate it from her perspective.
Thank you.
Right? Good luck with that one. That's
Yeah,
what we
right,
call throwing the proverbial ball over the wall.
right. Well, I have been working the past couple years, maybe like 3 years now, with therapists, mental health therapists, people who are, working with people who are in therapy, and then they come and do some yoga with me. Typically, it's not like a yoga class. It's more, what do they need? Do they need a little encouragement? Do they need just a little support to know they're not alone? Um, it's very kind of an intuitive process to work with them. But I've gotten to know the therapists themselves and kind of observing how complexities in their own life are what inspired them to take on the role of being a therapist for somebody else.
Mm.
And it's very humbling. um, it is a lot of navigating back and forth from one's own pain to being there and supporting somebody else and not taking on any of their stuff and understanding that it's separate from you, except it isn't, because we're all, it's like we're
We're all
all
in the
in
soup
this
together.
mess together. That's right. We're all in this mess together. So really, it's not like we're all separately dealing with our stuff. We are all in this together. And so it's just made me start to think about, how do we stay in this place of knowing the divine is there all around us, all this beautiful universe of planets and stars and suns and moons. And how do we navigate the pain of being in life with the beauty that is all around us and surrounds us?
Mhm.
And life is pretty complex right now politically. It's pretty hard to deny that stuff. I mean, it even, some nasty comments and stuff even made it to the into the Olympics, and which
Mhm.
is like a
Mhm.
first time I remember stuff like that happening. So it's challenging. It's like, what do we do to stay in reminder that even though 3D is
Mhm.
this duality, that it isn't all there is,
Right.
right? Yeah, it isn't it, period. Right.
And it
Yeah.
makes me think about first, if I were to pick one thing, as I'm navigating duality, I think about compassion. I think about self-compassion and I think about compassion for everybody else. Because everybody's going through this, it feels like there's serious electricity in the air. And even though you're not conscious of it, you're unconscious, conscious of it. And so, having self-compassion. And one of the things that I was saying to Trisha is, I wanted to do today's podcast on stay in your bubble, like don't get out of your bubble. And if you feel like it, contracting your world so it's simple and you can honor and take care of yourself, that's okay. Because I think our nervous systems are getting accosted in so many different ways. And
Yes.
we're trying to be courageous and we're trying to be considerate. And as therapists, you're in the middle of, you know, trying to manage your own nervous system going, being overstimulated while honoring somebody else whose system's being overstimulated. So I think those two pieces, compassion for self and others, which I think also helps with when you're slowed down, when you're moving too fast, it's really hard to slow down and have compassion for each other, for our nervous systems. So the first piece that it felt to me, well, the first two pieces are understand that our nervous systems are under a lot of strain right now, finding ways to take care of those and honor them, and then have compassion for self and others while we're going through this is always a very helpful way to navigate this duality because ultimately there is no duality. It's only, like you said, that unconditional, unlimited love. But when you're looking around and you're scrolling,
Mhm.
that's not what shows up.
Right. That's
Um,
right. That's right. I have started a goofy habit of on social media just channeling onto stuff that's about cats and dogs
right. I think
because
you're not
it's
alone
right,
in that, right?
right, because
Yeah.
they're happy, they're sweet,
Right,
it's
right.
right.
That's beautiful. I know anything
Yeah,
that does, I think that's a really good point. I think that helps calm your nervous system. Animals, nature are a beautiful
right,
way. Go and stand outside, even though it's really cold. It's still so therapeutic.
right.
Putting your hand, feet, if you could take your shoes and socks off, which I can't, but putting your feet in the earth, because the earth is so nurturing and so rejuvenating, even in the cold. Nature is one of the best antidotes for nervous system, but also for navigating duality. Because what are we trying to navigate, really? Are we trying to justify the right and the wrong? No, we're trying to rise above it to the unconditional love. It's when we get caught, to me, duality is like a setup. It's a setup for choosing, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
good, bad, right, wrong, all this gradation to create somewhat separation so that I go, oh, wait a second, there is no separation. And if I could just lately I've been trying to just be in my love bubble, um, and and just feel like light instead of feeling like Lori in a skin suit, Lori, a bubble of light. Somehow that makes it a little easier, not much, but
How long are you able to hang out in your bubble of light?
well, it really depends. Not long enough in my, that's my
Well,
duality.
right.
Oh, and
I
hey,
was
that's
gonna
not good
say
enough.
that.
That's not enough. Um,
Right.
because we're always light, right? That's the thing. Our minds grab us and put us in duality. And presence, which we've talked so much about, helps us, rise above it. And so I think there's a lot of value and presence and not so much mindfulness, but awareness when we've been pulled away, self-compassion, and then come back. Because I do think, and the weirdest thing, and this I keep getting, is we're on this trust love journey, this journey to trust that love is really everything. And this duality is just a figment of our imaginations. And I know I sound crazy. And, anybody would say, Lori, you are living in, some weirdo world. Just look outside. But I do think it's this. this thing that we're going through right now. And as we all choose love, we create this net, this neural network that is running through the earth and through everything, and we will rise above it. I or and and I don't even know if those are the right words, but I just feel that duality is just an idea. And if I can stay as close to my presence and close to love as I can, I hope I find ways to navigate it through it.
Right. Yeah, it's that present moment stuff is really that moment of self-compassion, actually feeling love. It makes me think of, I have a beautiful book, quotes from Christian mystics that are just short phrases, but they're just all
That's
about,
a beautiful book. Yeah.
yeah, understanding that surrounding us in this bubble, if you will,
Yeah.
um, is love. And by constantly, again, it's that catching ourselves when we're starting to tumble down and spiral down, catching ourselves, and that moment of self-compassion, come back to the present moment, come back to be here now, and what's right here in this moment. Last night, I was having a few unpleasant dreams, some nightmares, and I noticed that I woke up and I had grabbed my cat
Oh,
and
yeah.
was hugging him, and he didn't bite me or run away or anything. He let me just do that. And so that was like a really, wow, like a really just a moment
Yes.
of grace. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think, and this is that that was unconscious, but I think there's so much unconscious things and conscious things we can do where we do look for the good. We do feel the
Yeah.
compassion. I think having a stuffed animal on hand is absolutely required in this time frame, you know. Every time I go somewhere, I'm buying the little stuffed animals, the big ones, the big goofy one. I mean, just like my house is starting to get inundated with stuffed animals. And you know what? I think that's another way to navigate duality because in duality, there's hurt and no hurt. With a stuffed animal, with nature, it's just pure presence and love and grace, like you said. And so I don't think we can, obviously we're here, we're in 3D, so we're not getting out of duality because we came here for it. But I think
Right.
we have this
What were we
choose,
thinking?
right,
Right.
exactly, especially now, you know what? And everybody
Right.
said we signed up for this. We actually
Right.
signed up to come here and be here now. So all you people listening, you wanted to be here, right?
Right.
You
Right.
wanted this. And if you didn't, you'd probably be bouncing right now. And I congratulate us for being here because I think we all matter. And I think as we choose love, as we choose to stay present, as we choose to celebrate what works, to notice it and praise
Mm,
it, to talk about it, to honor each other, we are making a difference. And that is felt, and we are raising the vibration. And you know, sometimes what happens is when love starts to take over, some of that other stuff says, hey, wait. And it's like, yeah, too late. Love's already got you.
right.
Your
Right. It's
days are
already
numbered.
right. It already poked through. I'm not walking
Exactly.
away from it. Right.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
right. And I think that's another gift of navigating duality is knowing that love always wins. Love, the energy of love, because it's the only thing. And I'm using the word love too locally. I don't think there's an energetic, you have you can't just speak about it. It needs to it needs to settle in. Like your experience with your cat. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Right. That moment of just everything is okay.
Right.
Everything is okay. And there's this, yeah, I know. Love is the tough one.
It is. It's kind of
Right.
like such an not
Yeah.
helpful word at this point because it's too small the way we use it.
The way we use it is yes, love, like in relationships, which are
Right.
can
Yeah,
be
it's all
dualistic.
dual, all dual. There's
Right.
so much dual.
Right.
You can't get away from dual. And that's why I do think when you have those moments of presence, like with your cat, with hugging a stuffed animal, how we can keep going back to those and back to those, and all we have to do is get to 51%. We talked about
Right.
before,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Right.
Um,
Just get over the halfway mark and you're on your way.
I think you said last week 60, 19 seconds, then 68 seconds. If you could stay there for 68 seconds, you've crossed over. Hug your cat
Mm,
for 68 seconds. It's like that's when you've shifted the energy from what it was to what where you are, and what energy you want now.
yeah.
It doesn't take a long time, but it takes presence to let the clock tick. And if you ever watch the
Right.
clock tick for 60 seconds, it seems forever.
I know. Yes, it does. Right. Like that 2 minutes where you're brushing your teeth.
Oh
It's like,
yeah,
geez,
I know.
right?
I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of time, right? I don't live 2 minutes. It's funny how
Right.
our brains work against us. And I think that's the other thing, right? The duality
Right.
with our minds.
Right. Our minds do, in a sense, work against us because they're so focused on protecting us that it's like they often close us off to just having an experience of the moment. Like
Right,
nothing bad is happening in this moment. So,
right,
right, why am I
right.
overprotecting myself? Yeah,
Right. And worst case scenarioing, which is totally dualistic, right?
right.
I wrote a blog about this. I'm like, if you could come up with the worst case scenario, come up with the best case scenario. In fact, keep coming up with the best case scenario, because we are powerful creators. And so
Yes,
we do, our energy matters, how we put it into the world matters, what we decide about it matters. And so, again, duality is just an opportunity for choice. That's it. Simple. What do I
I
choose?
like that. Right. I like that a lot. It's just an opportunity for choice.
Right.
Hold on to that. Hold
All of
on
us,
to that,
right?
that. Yes. Hold on to that thought. Yeah.
Right. We take duality like it's like you said, the only game in town. It is not. I mean, what's going on Jupiter? I have no idea, but there's something going on.
Right. Yes, there is. Yes.
So, I do want to honor though that navigating reality or duality right now has been extra, extra.
Extra challenging. Yes.
Yes. And so please be compassionate with yourselves and, give your nervous systems a break, whether it's, taking a little walk in nature, taking a few breaths, and of course, we all want to be compassionate with other people, like therapists, you still are doing your job. And I always ask Creator, the unlimited, help me out here. This isn't my work. I am just here holding space for everybody to do their whatever, have their life, and that's why I kind of think going back into the bubble is okay as long as I'm radiating love. If I can radiate love, that might be the best I can do right now, and it's good.
Absolutely. And I would also, it makes me think of who you're with, who you're hanging with, and the people that you spend time with. Um, can you share that self compassion, that sense of love? That are they in your bubble with
Yeah,
you?
right.
Yeah,
And tell me all about your cat. Tell me the colors of its paw. Let's talk about the beautiful stuff.
right.
Talk about it and praise it, appreciate it, and and I'm got to practice this. This is a practice sport. Choosing
Hmm.
love in the duality is a practice sport. And like you said, because people want to talk about all kinds of junk, and
Right.
be curious. Let's beep, just snip, quiet, nope, nope, nope. Let's go to tell me about how delicious that piece of chocolate is, because I'm sure it's amazing
Right. Stay in the present moment.
and
Come
enjoy
to
it.
yes, yes.
Yes. I was in the shower and I was looking at the tile and I'm like, wow, what a pretty tile. I haven't really noticed the tile and just there's so much to notice. Mark being able to, get around, walking was a hard for him in the last couple of weeks. It was hard. The little simple things that we are do every moment that we don't even realize are just
Mm.
like being able to chew.
Yes,
Weird stuff that when it's taken away, you're like, that was interesting. I didn't,
right.
and
Yeah, that's
there's a lot to notice. So, please, everyone, give yourself compassion and grace as you're navigating reality and give yourself the opportunity to choose and to see the love, to see the beauty, to see the grace, and give your nervous system a break by, if you don't feel like doing that, whatever, say, this really isn't a work, this doesn't work for me now. I'm just gonna sit and hold my stuffed animals and pet my cat and dog.
right,
That's okay
right,
right now. I really
right.
think it's okay.
Yes. All
Okay,
right.
everyone, sending you lots
Thank
of
you.
love. Love you, Trish. It's so wonderful to hang out with you this way. Thank
I
you.
know. It's the best.
It is the best. Have a good one,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.